YouTube, welcome to the top 8 grand finale and top deck list of the Meta Weekly every single week by watching as long as you can. Even if I'm on in the background, YouTube sees that, they hear that, and they support my videos for it. So thank you very much for doing that. And we're going to start this off with Tenpai against Dragon Link. Well, Tenpai easily wins, right? Wrong. Dragon Link beat Tenpai thanks to their very powerful, unstoppable Borland Dragon. Can't be destroyed by battle. Bigger monster, no good. Can't be destroyed by Raigeki or card effects or Black Rose Dragon. Also cannot be targeted by monster effects. Cannot target with the Moonlight Dragon. You are in big trouble. So let's find out at the start of this top 8. Can Dragon Link again defeat Tenpai?
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Start this off with a Lubellian Search in our deck, which could turn on the use of our Droll and Lockbird. No more adding from the deck for you, except I will finger the Droll, which now leaves open the Ash. When do we whip out the Ash Blossom to negate an interaction with the deck? Let's speed this up. As we now set up our Heraldic Seal, come to us, Druid Swarm during the end phase. We already had, I think we're gonna grab the other rocket, yeah? We're gonna special summon our Unicorn, triggering the regain to reborn from the graveyard a Magna Hut. Now we do have the Heraldic Seal to spin back to the hand any face-up card, but spinning back the Unicorn, really bad idea because it just resummoned. It's not a hard once per turn on its summon. Unicorn triggering, look at the extra deck, goodbye to the Delingerous, and the Unicorn's now gonna be searching for a Kashtira Birth. Birth it up, normal summon the Pydra, Pydra searching for the Kaiman. This is a situation. What do we do here? Striker Dragon with the Unicorn. Are you prepping a Little Knight play? Because if you Little Knight successfully, you then cannot attack directly. We're gonna spin back the Unicorn, which we already used up our normal summon. To battle we go, Kaiman, grab Genroku. So think about this. You have a Tenpai in your hand that can't be summoned. It's dead, right? Well, add Genroku, summon the dead Tenpai, and then summon the Genroku. It's how you make use of it. Do not forget that. We're going to Druid Swarm on the attack of the Fadra, special summon itself onto the field. We're going to regain, return back the Banished Light or Dark to then now use the Rocket Tracer to pop the Druid Swarm to summon from the deck to trigger the Druid Swarm to send the Fadra to the graveyard. Fadra, we are outside the damage step, so we're going to chain Synchro Summon. Chain Maxi. Ooh, what do y'all think? Do we have lethal damage in this battle phase right here, right now? Let's go. Genroku's going to jump off the field to come forth and summon into the Chundra to then immediately Synchro into the Chundra to now make our Bident Dragon. Bident Dragon will activate all under the effect of Maxi, drawing per special summon to summon that Fadra back in the field. Fadra on summon, reborn the Chundra, and then Chundra now summoned from the deck. Holy moly, looks like we have game. Fadra activating to Synchro before they go into the Transcendent Dragon. We have to make our final summon play. Summon the Bestial Serenir as the Transcendent Dragon comes forth, completely turning off the opponent from activating anything. Nothing else can be activated. We just put the Recharger into attack position through the effect of the Transcendent Dragon. Bident Dragon reborn from the graveyard, pop a back row card, goodbye to the regained, continually drawing, but it does not matter. Pydra activates Shokan into Trident Dragon. Make sure to summon it on Chain Link 1 so it does not miss the timing to give us an additional 9,000 damage. Open field with 6,000 more damage. Lethal damage. That was nuts. That was nuts. Tenpai Kashtira. Kashtira eating up some disruptions and then going in. Let's go. It's your job as the opposing player to Tenpai to set up an incredible duel puzzle that they can't solve. We are going to Gamma negate that Maxi. Tenpai getting punished for early Maxiing in the draw phase. And let's see how that now plays out as we gave them an additional 2 bodies on the field. Let's speed this up since there are no other forms of disruption. And we talked about Borland Dragon. They're not, at the moment, they have no out to Borland. To stop a Borland Dragon, we'll talk about the extra deck monsters once it's summoned. All right, what did we accomplish? We click on the Chaos Angel, not from the duel log, it will show us the benefits. It was used with a light and a dark. So our synchro monsters are unaffected by monster effects by the opponent, and they cannot be destroyed by battle. No monster can be destroyed by battle. And then we have the Baron de Flor Omni Negate. We have the Boar Load to negate anything. We have Dissipator to negate a monster effect or destroy it. We have the Borland, which can negate a monster in the field. We have a Max C, and what else do we have here? That's going to be pretty much our main plays. I don't think we have the Baldrake Engraved to Reborn with our Regain. We do not. Now, how do we deal with the Borland? Borland cannot be destroyed by battle, so getting bigger through the field spell popping and become 6k is no good. Card effects, we can't Black Rose, we can't Raigeki, that's no good. And then we can't target with monster effects, we can't Moonlight, we can't Cube Out, we can't be destroyed and can't be targeted. So pretty much our only way to deal with this is we need an Imperm, a Droplet, or from the extra deck, a way to deal with it will be our Samurai Destroyer. We got a Samurai Destroyer, and before it's destroyed by battle, within the battle step, we have to make another play, like make a Moonlight or a Cube Out to then destroy the Borland. Very difficult to do. Set up our Sangan Summoning, normal summon the Pydra, which is fully protected from all the craziness here. We are going to Baron de Flor. Baron de Flor, negate the Sangan Summoning and destroy it as you attempted to search your deck. Your protection's now gone. We're now in the battle phase. Kaimin. So it's important to note here, Kaimin, let's read the Kaimin. You can only activate one Kaimin per turn. What are you doing? You're negating the activation, thus I could use another Kaimin. If you ash the Kaimin, I can't use the second Kaimin. But here, we can use it. And that's exactly what we do. Maxi change to the Kaimin, which that's not very good. But we're gonna call by the Great Finger the Maxi anyway. Sure. Negate, but maybe it could draw into something good. I guess that would be what we would be hoping for. As does Tenpai have an actual play here? The Borland Dragon's not the only problem. Also, the Chaos Angel is going to prove to be a problem, making everything indestructible by battle. Chundra is going to be syncering with the Fadra to make a Bident Dragon. Bident Dragon on summon activating to reborn the Fadra. We're going to use the Dissipator to not negate, but destroy the Bident. So we're going to synchro with the Bident before it gets destroyed, but then we're going to add on top of that a Borland to negate the Bident, thus nothing will be summoned from the grave. No summon, but we will get to level 10 Synchro. Synchro into the Transcendent Dragon, which, what's it doing? Nothing. Nothing can be destroyed by battle. The Synchros are unaffected. It can't destroy the Borland. We're going to reborn the Bident. Straight up loss. Nothing we can do. Yup. We're going to main phase 2 into Heavenly Sphere. Transcendent Dragon, pop a card on the field, but what? We tried, I mean, it's not, we didn't misplay. It's just, it's a funny play, okay? We reborn, we tried to pop Borland. Borland can't get popped because it can't get popped. We didn't throw the duel, we lose. There's nothing we could do. We're going to Borland, negate the Heavenly Sphere. Heavenly Sphere could still activate to summon a dragon from the deck here. The on-field effect is negated, but the in-grave effect, come forth and summon Fadra. Fadra, reborn from the graveyard, the Pydra. Pydra is going to be adding the Sangan Summoning, and then we have the additional effect of the Borland, which states that it can attack everything on the field. But the Fadra is making all the monsters indestructible by battle. So, codename. Is codename trolling? No, he has to attack. All monsters your opponent controlled must attack. He's not trolling. He has to attack. Little Knights. He has to. Banish the Fadra, main phase 2, Bestial, Drew Storm, banish from the graveyard, trigger regained, return back. Let's speed this up. Now, the Transcendent can only be summoned once per duel. That's it. You can only attempt to activate it. So even if it's negated, you tried to summon it once, can't do it again. I believe the Bident already used its once per duel, so once per duel, they ain't coming back. That's it. We have the Branded Beast pop in the field spell. A big focus on dealing with the field spell. Get rid of that field spell. Summon the Pydra. Pydra is going to be triggering the summon of the Dissipator, Imper. I mean, Dragon Link is making Tenpai look like a trash deck here. Like, any new player watching this would be like, holy crap, daddy, I want to play that deck. Scoop it. Just scoop it. Chandra, nope. Okay, we're going to destroy Chandra. Don't even negate. Hydra to battle phase. Can't destroy my battle, by the way. And the turn. And now finally, please put Tenpai out of their misery. Battle it up. Over 15,000 damage on the field. You are Tenpai. You choose who goes first or second. Is Borland a deal breaker for making them go first? Do we instead choose to go first ourselves? Is it going to be more manageable if we could set up a Heavenly Hieratic Seal to maybe disrupt their summon of the Borland? Let's find out for game number 3. Begin. Ash and not Gamma. Interesting. Not going to Gamma the Maxi. Okay. As we set up with the Safer, now there is a potential situation where the Safer attributes in the hand, stays in the field, then you imperm it, but attributing itself, it dodges the imperm, otherwise you'd have to imperm preemptively. We're gonna special summon the Collapsed Serpent. How do we out the Borland? And it's not just an unstoppable tower. Hey, welcome, Maxi. I mean, we had Maxi earlier anyway. Borland is also having the ability to negate a monster on the field. Fenrir doesn't deal Borland. I don't think we have to, no, I'm not gonna negate that. I don't think so, no. Summon the Fadra, sure, and Fadra is also a dead play. It does not connect you to your Tenpai cards in the deck. Chandra, Field Spell, Pydra, Kaimin, Dora, Genroku. Oh, hey, welcome. There we go. What? That was good. That was beautiful. Holy moly. I'm naming off all these cards that connect you to the deck, and remember this, write this down. I've not seen this happen yet. Wow. Hida, Crash, grab Genroku, and you are now connected. But you're negated. So, yeah, we made a really cool play. That was definitely worthy of a highlight, I think so. Pydra negated, that's what we needed. And I guess we could try to Little Knight, which we can't even target the Borland, so we don't even bother. Yeah, valiant effort. Cool Hida play to get to the Genroku. We're going to send from the deck the Lubellion, tribute for the Lubellion, and let's speed this up. I guess F for Tenpai, huh? Is anyone feeling bad for Tenpai right now? We can attack into every single monster with our Borland, clear it up, clean it up, 2,500 to the face, 17, and lethal damage with the Rocket Tracer. Oh, one person says a little bit, mostly no, goodbye, never. Dragon Link, back to back, defeating Tenpai. You're not just summoning a Borland, you're also summoning a Borload with it. And you see how much they struggle against the Borland. Borland, they do have an out, they have multiple outs, but it's very difficult to pull them off if they don't open up with the Imperm or Droplet. They are super screwed. Let's go. Setting up with the regain. Oh my goodness, that was really bad. We could hope that the Magna Hut has a lighter dark to banish. So what I would be doing is I would go on over to the website and I would search by Rikka. And then I would search lights, any light monsters. Jasmine, we could banish Jasmine. That works. Beetle, if Resurgent goes in the graveyard, that 3 light cards we could banish. All right, what about Dark? Dark. Rosalina, if they're playing it, I mean, what's the chance of them playing Rosalina? A 40% chance, mostly not playing Rosalina. So, let's cope, let's hope. There's a Beetle right then and there. Oh, when did it actually get used? I missed it. I'm looking, we triple tactics talent. Wait, it never even got to be used. It got spun back. What the hell? Damn. Yeah, just game two. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Lubellion searching for a Magna Hut. Magna Hut banishing the Lubellion. Magnite activate to search for a dragon during the end phase. Tribute for the Libellion from hand. Let's set up a regained. And pretty close to how terrible we started off in game 1. Okay, at least we have a max C in the draw phase, but it gets ashed. So the thrust is now completely turned on. We're going to cross out Designate, negate that ash, and just like that, you are stuck under the Maxi challenge. Do you accept, Duber? Do you, Rikka plant setting up a minimal play and then passing? Ooh, Harpy Feather Duster. Swoop, clean up the back row. Now, how many summons to go for Thrasher Lethal? Are we doing it? We're going to search for the Butterfly plus the Beetle. We're going to now banish the Butterfly. Butterfly activate. We're just, yeah, that's it. Wow, we're ending. On no hand traps, by the way. Incredible. It worked out. They bricked turn 1, so their follow-up play should also be bricked. That's the mindset. Don't give them any special summons. We have Imperm, the Druistorm, but no way to get the Druistorm in grave, so Imperm is our only form of disruption. We are going to return back the banished card to special summon. We're going to bloom. We now got the petals, searching for a Rikka, special summon the princess into our Skeletal Soldier. Skeletal Soldier triggering the Beetle to reborn a plant from the graveyard. Skeletal Soldier is going to reborn a Ragnarika from the graveyard. We're going to now trigger the effect of the Evil Seed to grab 2 Ragnarika cards from the deck as we then banish the Butterfly that we returned back in the deck. Let's further link this up into a Jasmine, which has double effects. Do we imperm it? Yes, we do. Negate the Jasmine, which does not turn on the triple tactics talent. Imperm is just so good, so versatile, does not get fingered, does not get triple tactics talented. Tribute off the Jasmine to summon the Snowdrop plus another monster, which will be the Mudan. Grabbing the Con, and this finger's now gone. We got nothing. Con setting up the Glamour. Glamour could tribute an opponent's monster if we want to, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to tribute off the Druistorm, which will trigger to send a card on the field to the grave. What are we sending? Say goodbye to the Snowdrop. Rikka Princess says no. I'm going to tribute off Petal to protect my Snowdrop so it does not get sent to the grave. Are we committing to lethal damage here? We are now Ragnarika Bloom onto the field, return back to the deck to summon the Skeletal Soldier. Snowdrop turning our field of monsters into level 8s. The Rikka Queen could tribute off the Lubellion, then get boosted by plus 300. We are going to draw 2. Let's get tributing. Goodbye to Lubellion. Small little boost, 58. Wasn't it game if we just took control of Lubellion? Right? Yeah. Exactly game? Or it's reduced by this though, right? Yeah. All of the monsters lose 300 attack and defense, so it wasn't game. Ogre! What the? It is Ogre. Kid Art, good try. You double bricked after getting this top 8. Yeah, your deck does that to you sometimes. It just happens. Let's keep on going. Tenpai, Pydra set up the Sangan Summoning. Sangan Summoning, activate to search. We are not going to Ash. I think it generally is better to save your Ash for the Heretic Seal if Tenpai is going first. They desperately want to summon from the deck. There you go. What the? That is not a Heretic Seal. Maybe we want to change our plan. Yeah, now we that's not a Fire Dragon, by the way. So it's not protected by the Sangan Summoning. I believe we saw earlier someone held on to their Imperm, which I think it probably would have been a good idea to Imperm negate that Fairy Dragon. This is a crazy turn 1. Draw during the end phase of Nalbaz, sure. So let's talk about how many disruptions we have here. We have Summon Snow, and then Tribute Snow with the Heavenly Spheres to return a card back, then re-summon Snow to flip another card face down, and then Synchro with Snow into possibly a Disruption, to then Reborn the Snow to again flip a card in the field face down. We then have Dissipator, Negator, Destroy a Monster. We then have Borreload Savage Dragon to negate anything. Am I counting right? 7 disruptions from this? That's crazy. All right, 7. Yes. Set Albaz does something insane. I would die on the spot if we saw it. Oh my gosh, I think we're gonna see it. Bro, why are you not doing it? Albaz plus 1 or more dragons. It doesn't activate, it doesn't turn on. Like, immediately they don't know what's gonna happen. You just set it, and you immediately fuse with their entire field of dragon, 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 dragon. All dragons immediately. Why did we grass first? Now they're negating with a card that should be in the grave after being fused with. I don't understand. Set Albaz, fuse with the fields. I think we just win from that. Now we're doing it. Well, we know what you're trying to do, mate, so I'm gonna try to stop you. I can't spin back the Albaz, but I could try to summon a monster from the deck, which I'm not sure if that would be even doing anything. Bro, imagine he banishes all his dragons on the field to stop the Albaz. It's not gonna happen. Okay. Wait a second. He's synchroing with the Shooting Riser Dragon. What are we synchroing into? Do we have a way to stop the Albaz? Huh? Fairy Tale Snow, flip down the Magna Hut, that does not matter. Blaster searching for a Fire Dragon. I'm on the edge of my seat for this Riser Dragon turning off Albaz in some way. You're not going to use my field for fusion. I'm going to destroy my own field. Boom. There you go. You had them kill themselves just to not get fused with. Gold Sark, banishing the Mercurier, searching for an Albaz monster. We have Cartesia, special summoned because Albion and Albaz in the graveyard, that is, as we now fuse into the Grand Grunol. Grand Grunol is here. Send from the deck or action deck. Tragedy, search our deck. We already used up our normal summon, so searching for an Albur, not going to be so good. But still, we are sending the Albion to search for a card during the end phase. And we do still have Fairy Tale Snow in the grave activatable. Cartesia add back during the end phase as the Albion sets up in the back or the Brandon red. Now back to you. Could grab a card from the grave, then fuse into a form of disruption, but what the heck, I thought I was playing against dragunity. It is Tenpai. Set up with the Sangan summoning through the effect of the Pydra to now make our monsters unaffected from activate effects. Now, what happens if you summon I'm going to tell you what happens. Guardian Chimera, pop 2 cards in the field. You pop the Sangan summoning and the Tenpai dragon at the same time. So since it's being destroyed at the same time, it's no longer protecting the Tenpai. Right? Wrong. It still protects it even if you destroy them at the same time. All right. Grand Grunol, summon from the deck a Quem because you summoned a monster through a monster effect. Again, Roku's going to summon from the deck the Fadra. And we're going to be reborning the Chundra. Samsara Dragon is going to be banished to add back the Red Eyes Darkness Metal from Engrave, which the Samsara was returned back in the grave through the Dissipator. That is what happened here, yep. We're now going to bring in red, attempt to grab our Fallen Albaz to fuse with, but of course you have that finger. Finger the Albaz, stop the fusion, and then do what Tenpai does best, lethal damage in a single turn alongside a Dissipator. What? This is crazy. I'm playing this. I think I'm inspired most by this deck. Now, this Albaz is negated anyway. It doesn't matter. Reborn Albaz can't fuse, and then we have Dissipator to negate anyway. Crazy. Branded opening, discarding the second copy of opening to summon our Alibur, all within the draw phase to play around not only a Drone Lockbird, but also a Veiler. Setting up the branded loss, we're going to Ash negate the branded fusion as we now call by the grave, finger the Ash, which also fingers ourself. Our own Ash has also been fingered. And let's now pull through our full turn 1 Wombo combo with branded loss and count up the disruptions. Let's go. The Mirror Jade already activated, but to activate it again, we just fuse with it with the Cartesia to then use the Quem to reborn it back on the field. So Our fusion will likely be a form of disruption. The Quem reborning it back on the field will be a non-target monster banish. The banishment will be another form of disruption to fuse with their field, possibly, maybe, and also fuse into a form of disruption. So the banishment is a double disruption, 1 to 2. And then we have the branded loss, which will search for something like a Mercurier. So that's 5 disruptions through this field. And don't forget the branded opening protecting us from effect destruction on our fusions. Let's go. Should be it. No music. Bro, what? We are going to Remus searching for a second copy of the Ravine. Gold Sark, banishing from the deck. You banish a blaster, you search for a Tenpai. Let's do it. Didn't Gold Sark newly get semi-limited? Yeah! Is it now time to put Gold Sark into regular Tenpai decks? As we now, as I said, turning to the Gangrel, but which is not a form of disruption, so we lost a disruption. We're now down to 4. We have the Quem reborning the Mirror Jade. Yeah, buddy. If we can get Albaz in the graveyard, the Mirror Jade could turn into a double disruption by reborning the Rinbrum. Mercurier, which is accounted for the 4 disruptions we have here. Garura, draw a card. 3 branded loss. That is nutty. Ravine, discard Red Eye's Darkness Metal, grab a Legatus. Legatus special summon as we now trigger the effect of Grand Granola to summon from the deck a Quem, and the Mirror Jade. There you go. We have a 5th form disruption as the Rinbrum could reborn the Albaz as we banish the Legatus off the field. Getting that Albaz into the graveyard with the Quem. So we're now down to 4 disruption. Now Mercurier is going to negate the Pydra with 3 more disruptions left, just like that. Very well done. Let's hop into game 3. Kaiman, we are holding the Ash Blossom. I do think that's correct against a turn 1 Tenpai. I generally would want to save my Ash for the Heretic Seal. Let's see if we end up negating this. Nope, still. We are committed to not negate these small plays. But the problem is, this is not a regular Tenpai. Yeah. Did we see this already? We have, again, how many disruptions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 disruption through triple Fairy Tale Snow. 7 disruption. And you can turn it all off by just setting Albaz. Set Albaz, fuse with it all. Now, will Heretic Seal trigger? No, it's not tributed. It's sent to the grave. So let's go. Oh, no. What are we doing? We can't spin back the face down, only a face up. Panic. It's panic time. Return back the Romulus, summon from the deck. Bro, we stopped it. We actually stopped it. Neither player could special summon from the extra deck except Morphage monsters. What? We actually stopped the Lenatus. How? I mean, that's how. Kill it. We can't. There's a Fairy Tale Snow flipping me face down. Oh my gosh. Ain't no way. Main phase 2, after killing it by battle, fuse with the whole field. Unbelievable. Actually got stopped. But neither player can use the extra deck. Neither player. How do we get rid of our Sloth? Let's get rid of it, right? Get rid of it. By banishing it with Red Eye's Darkness Metal. Oh my gosh. And now it's gone. It's like, I'll wait until they get rid of it. Oh, and they easily got rid of it. That deck is nuts. That is crazy. Holy moly, we got the plan B to a Lenatus. Insane. Starting off first with Pydra, searching for our Sangan Kaiman, special summon the Chundra. Chundra going to now be making the Bident Dragon, reborn the Pydra from the graveyard. Let's now link it up into the Heretic Seal. We can now use the Engage since we have no main monsters. We got the Widow Anchor. So very simply, we have the ability to negate a monster or spin a face-up card back to the hand. double disruption. And we have 2 ways to be able to summon a Tenpai from the deck, which will allow us to summon a Transcendent Dragon during the battle phase, turning off all of their effects and forcing them to attack into it. What do? Lightning Storm, wiping out the back row, so you can now say goodbye to the Widow Anchor as we now just have the Heavenly Spheres. We're gonna grab again Roku. Will the Genroku be special summoning itself onto the field? Of course it will be. As we now Pot of P it up. Pot of P, digging 6 cards deep. We have to ensure that the droplet sends a monster when negating. If you do not send a monster, the Hieratic Seal is going to dodge the droplet. Well, it looks like we have no choice. We're sending just 1? Okay. There's like no way to counter sending 2 if you send a monster with it, and they have no back row, but I guess we are still afraid of that happening. All right, we're going to Pydra, set up the Sanguine Summoning. Sanguine Summoning protecting our monsters within the main phase. The Hieratic Seal is already stopped. Now the Fadra is protecting us from being destroyed by battle. So how do you deal with Indestroyable by battle? You put it into attack with your Transcendent Dragon. Into attack you go. But the Hieratic Seal could summon a Pydra, and Pydra is going to make it so we take 0 damage. It still has that play. We got it. Even though it's negated, it will summon from the deck. Does not matter. Activate to summon. There you go. How do we deal with this now? Can't be destroyed by battle. Take no damage. Get Roku. Tribute off. Summon. Fadra. Reborn from the grave. We can't activate our Chandra. We can't activate our Fadra. We can't activate anything. Swing in. We're now at the triple attack threshold, so we could reborn our Bident and our Transcendent. As we now make a Q-Belt. Q-Belt on summon, popping the Fadra. Now we can destroy them by battle, but they still take no damage. Reborn the Bident, goodbye to the Pydra, say goodbye to the Chandra, and then that's game. That's game. Nothing else you could really do. Pydra, synchro at the Bident for 12,000 damage. Not 12, 18,000 damage. A nice little 18,000 extra damage. Wait, we're under Pot of P. we Pot of P'd. Our damage was halved. So instead of 18,000, it's only 9,000. Crazy. Peanut butter reduced to 0. Whoa. I pass? Not even attempt to Hieratic Seal? That's interesting. If Pydra gets disrupted, we don't have Hieratic Seal, and we lose out on our Gamma. So if you have Gamma plus Pydra, we think it's better to just lead with the Gamma. Let the Gamma make its plays. Engage. Grab from the deck our Widow Anchor. Sure. Hornet Drones. All of these Sky Striker cards are only activatable as long as we have nothing in the main monster zone. And they're not hard once per turn. Just as many copies, you have that many activations. Fadra, special summon Chandra. We're now taking the Max C challenge. No. Wow. Interesting. We did not want to Chandra summon from the deck, which would have been Gamma'd. And then if we activated Chandra in the damage step and it gets Gamma'd, you can't chain Fadra or Chandra to synchro because you're in the damage step. But then the Fadra would reborn the Chandra anyway, but then you already use the effect to summon from the deck. We're just afraid of the Gamma and some other disruptions on top of it. Imperm off the top of the deck. We're going to negate the Fadra, making you indestructible by battle. We're going to be having our damage again. Now we have Droplet. We have Widow Anchor. Double disruption plus the Maxi that you're going to have to not be playing under because the Ash will negate. Hydra search the deck. Droplet, send our other form of disruption to the grave. Can't send the token. You don't want to send Max C. And was it important to have Fadra on the field? I guess we're synchroing with Fadra in the battle phase. If they don't take us to the damage step, even though it's negated, the Chandra will be able to synchro with it. We now chain Max C, Ash Blossom negate. And now, fate is out of our hands. We just sit back and take whatever happens. Let's see. Asim, surely you could deal with the single Chandra. Black Rose Dragon, wiping up the entire... Wow. No lethal damage. We're playing off the top of our deck, and we have an active Gamma. This is interesting. Droplet, not even activatable, can't send itself to the grave. Are we going to top deck into a Tenpai starter? I mean, how many starters are there? It's like 12, 16 cards. I don't know. There's so freaking many. Of course, you're going to have something. Yeah, buddy. Just like that, 2-0 victory. Pydra on summon, searching for the Kaimin. Kaimin searching our deck for the Chandra. Again, we're holding on to the Ash Blossom. This is dragunity, not just pure Tenpai. So we're going to be making that ancient fairy dragon. Setting up that Sangan summoning, pop the Sangan summoning, at least attempt to do so, and then the Ash thwarts that play. No search for the Dragon Ravine for you. As we now Sangan summoning, searching for our Genroku. Discard the Destrudo. Genroku is going to trigger, summon itself onto the field. Tribute off Genroku, summon for the deck the Fadra. Fadra, reborn from the grave, our Chandra. As the Destrudo is going to be targeting the Chandra to reborn itself as a level 3 tuner. As we then make a Shooting Riser Dragon, we're playing through an Ash Blossom onto the Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ain't no freaking way this is happening. Banish 2 Dragon from the grave, summon the Lost Dragon, I should say, summon a Dispater along with the Dragon Ruler and Destrudo, as we further turn this into a Hieratic Heavenly Sphere. Okay, so we didn't full Dragoony play, but this is pretty good. Could spin back any face-up card. Dispater can negate or destroy a monster effect. Let's go. Kaimin search for a Genroku. Genroku is here. Now, what's very important in this scenario, if you have a non-targeting effect, it is beneficial to use it before the Genroku. Now, let's flip the sides. If you are the Genroku player, it's incredibly beneficial to toggle on and use your Genroku with turn player priority before they use their non-targeting effect to deal with your Genroku, because what's going to happen? You are going to chain to their non-targeting effect. You're going to summon a monster. The monster won't even trigger. You're not going to get Fadra effect. You're not going to get Pydra effect. It's going to be spun back or banished as soon as it's summoned. So you have to use this early. So again, if you're the opposing player, use your non-targeting effect first, and you got him. Yep, countered. Nope. Jumping off, doesn't matter. Nope, whatever you summon's going to return back. Now, you could normal summon the Pydra after it gets returned back. That's fine, but it does take up the normal summon. So, didn't trigger. There you go. It would have been better had we used the Genroku. The Morphage Sloth is here. That's it. Neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck. Now, if this just eats the battle phase, that's good enough. But it's not just eating the battle phase. It gets killed in the battle phase, and then we could still continue within the battle phase with our Kaimin if we have not activated it yet. But in fact, we did. So this actually super screws us, and we're going to decide just leave it up. Hopefully it screws over the opponent as much as it just screwed me, and it's now gone. Well, that was not supposed to happen, as the Fairy Tale Snow triggers the Tempest, also banishing the both player Floodgate. Snow flip down the Pydra, grab the Remus with the effect of the Tempest. Let's get to it. Let's do it. We are now going to Dispater, reborn back our Shooting Riser Dragon, summon the Pydra under the protection of the Sangan summoning, as we further make a Transcendent Dragon. Transcendent Dragon, flip everything into attack position. Remus will be discarding to search our deck for our Dragon Ravine. We're going to Sangan Summoning search for a Pydra. We already committed to our normal summon. Now we're going to replace the Sangan Summoning to play the Ravine to discard to grab a Legatus. Legatus special summon, Remus reborn from the grave. We are now going to make an Ascalon. Ask and you shall receive. We're going to banish a Dragunity to then target a card in the field and banish it. That is a monster we are banishing. And before we enter the battle phase, which the Transcendent would turn off the ability to activate anything, at the end of the main phase, we're using Kaimin to grab Genroku. Uh-oh, I have no monsters. You're negating me. I'm going to Gamma you. Gamma. Negate the Dispater mate. Now, the Ascalon is activatable more than once per turn. It's per Dragunity we have in the grave. We could banish to keep on banishing monsters on the field. So we're going to have to do it again. Genroku, jump off the field into the Fadra. Fadra activates a reborn from the graveyard. The problem with this is you counter Fadra by making a Transcendent. If they make a Fadra after Transcendent, that counters the Transcendent because you're now indestroyable by battle, and I can't keep swinging into your low attack monster. We are going to banish our hand engraved to summon a Desperate Fairy Tale Snow to flip down the Fadra. And now we're... that's not good. What? We just ended our turn. Holy crap. We're in big trouble. Okay. Set up the Sangan summoning. Wow, that Gamma really clapped him. Incredibly done. That was crazy. We're going to Chandra special summon. Is Ascalon even doing anything? If this synchro card is destroyed by an opponent's card, you could special summon a Dragunity from your extra deck. Probably not going to do anything. Snow's not going to have anything to banish. There's not enough cards. And we wipe out their Transcendent, and our card could not be destroyed. So now the Transcendent in the graveyard could not reborn because of the opposing Transcendent being on field. Let's keep on swinging. Reborn the Bident, and yep, this is definitely lethal damage in favor of Asim. I could not believe this. This looked like Dragunity definitely would have won this duel. We're going to Moonlight Dragon on summon, spin the Ascalon back into the hand, and lethal damage. Wow. What a turnaround. What a comeback. That random Gamma in hand, we did not account for it. That got us good. Wait, this is a play? Huh? Whoa, I'm stupid. Oh, what the hell? That's something. That's something. Let's freaking go. Cross out Designator, negate the Gamma mate. Yeah, I mean, we can make a Romulus, we pop off. Okay, yep. Access to the Ravine, it's a good turn one play. Let's do it. Bro, stop. You can activate that on everything. Don't do that. Oh my god, Asim, chill. This dude's unreal. He's not doing it again, right? Send, grab Gusarm. Thank you. Gusarm, add to the hand, Genroku, special. Why is my Gamma bugged? It's not working. Hydra, grab Kaiman. Chandra is here. Chandra, special summon. Shokan into Bident reborn from the grave. Hydra, further making our Dissipator. As we now link this up into the Heavenly Sphere, end our turn right here. We have negate or destroy a monster in response to it activating its effect. We have the Heavenly Sphere, return back a face-up card, and then we have the ability to summon a Transcendent Dragon within the battle phase, forcing them to attack into it while turning off their battle phase. Sangan summoning, searching our deck for our Genroku. Yep. Genroku trigger, special summon. We ain't popping it with the Dissipator. As we now summon the Pydra unaffected thanks to the Sangan summoning. Chandra, we could have destroyed it if we want to. As we now make our Bident Dragon. Bident Dragon, activate, reborn from the grave. We're going to chain Heavenly Sphere to spin back the field spell. That is what's happening here. Yup, otherwise it's protected. Spin it back. Damn. We could have played into a finger. If we got fingered right there, we would have lost our Dissipator and our Heavenly Sphere to one finger. Trigger to summon a Fadra reborn from the graveyard. Very well done. As the Pot of Pea starts digging. 6 cards off the top of the deck. And come to me. Our Chandra, which we have already activated a special summon. So, we normal summoned it? Yeah, that was just a normal summon. And we're now making a Q-Belt on summon, popping, not the Fadra. Fadra's protecting you from battle destruction, but the Chandra would have summoned a monster from the deck, so we didn't want that to happen. Chandra swinging into the indestructible Fadra, summon our own Fadra, reborn this Fadra already activated. So we could very easily just Transcendent Dragon it into attack position. We're gonna chain Fadra to the activation of Bident Dragon to reborn from the graveyard to come forth and summon Transcendent Dragon. Come forth, Bident. Bident's popping our own Ravine. Transcendent, put the 0 attack into attack, and then get swinging. Just like that, we are surrendering 2-0 victory. Do reverse code name. Are you ready? Begin. Ragnarika Bloom, add a Ragnarika from the deck as we then discard our Harpy Feather Duster. We have to destroy this by battle or card effect, but while we control another plant, it is disallowing both players from special summoning. That's a problem. Now, the Strenna will be tributed with Princess, or Princess probably will be a way to tribute it, and it's going to be turning into another form of disruption, whether it'll be a monster negate or a quick effect tribute. We then have the Princess negating a monster effect. We have Bengal Lancer return back a monster. That's about triple disruption. And Con could also tribute off a monster, but I'm not sure how we're tributing our Strenna and the opponent's monster at the same time. And the Strenna actually will not trigger because of the Cactus Bouncer. So a lot of this is contingent off of, the Bouncer maybe not being here in some way. That's it. We win with the Bouncer. Cannot special summon, you're done. Begin. Safer discard from our hand. The Bishop Lubellion to search our deck as the Safer now gets negated. You will not be searching for a dragon with an equal level. Oh boy, ending on just a Heavenly Spheres for our form of disruption. Now, this is going to not only spin back a face-up card, but it could also summon from the deck a Bestial Baldrake. The Baldrake will be, not related to Druid Swarm. My bad. The Baldrake will be able to tribute off the Druid Swarm to banish an extra deck monster, and it will also trigger the Druid Swarm to send a special summon monster to the grave. So the better thing to use, just type in Bestial here, and there you go. Baldrake, get tributing to then trigger. Let's go triple disruption. Can also use Rocket Tracer to pop the Druid Storm as another form of disruption. Oh, we got fingered. So we lose the Baldrake, we lose the Heretic Seal, but we are going to Druid Swarm Chain Banish. Ooh, we also lost Druid Swarm. We got nothing now. That's quite insane. Both fingers on one Heavenly Sphere, and now we have Max C, completely unhindered, freely stopping you from special summoning. Holy finger. Finger the Sphere, and stop the Druid Swarm summon. So we got nothing but Max C, draw per special. How many special summons are we allowing ourselves to do? We can go into a Thrasher play. Thrasher, Bang the Lancer, it's going to be so many special summons. Twin, Reborn, from the grave, Dryas, trigger, summon a monster from the extra deck onto the field here. Yup. And now we have that Baldrake to stop a lethal attack directly. Thrasher is going to boost, but that was not for a lethal play. Let's keep on going into Dance Peon. It looks like we're going all the way. We could banish the Dance Peon here by tributing off the Rocket Tracer, but we are choosing to not do so. We're going to wait for something better. Completely with the Dance Peon, we reveal 3, and any 2 plants revealed get to summon onto the field. Jasmine is now here, and we're getting rid of that Jasmine. Jasmine, be gone. And just like that, Baldrake drawn through a Max C, which would have been summoned through the effect of the Heretic Seals, that is, taking us into a game 3. We are not going to be able to disrupt plants with our Magna Hut. The Magna Hut can banish a Jasmine from the graveyard. Let's now speed this up. Cactus Bouncer is here. It is top tier. What do? We have to try to kill it by battle, maybe. Well, the Bengal Lancer will return our monster back. The Rikka could tribute a monster to then take control of a monster, or just take control of our monster. So we get cheated on, we get spun back, we get clapped, can't special summon. It's over. And we also have the Rikka Princess, which this is actually not activatable. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a Rikka, not a Rikka, so let's go. Search for a Druid Storm. Jeez. End our turn. A super playable hand outside of the Cactus Bouncer disallowing us from special summoning. I'm sick of cards like this. I don't like it, but it has nothing to do with Duber. It's Konami. So if you're frustrated with Cactus Bouncer, turn your grief and anger towards Konami 100%. You blame the game, not the player. If this is a viable and good strategy, I want Duber to play this. Duber, Keep on playing this. Do it. Yeah, wow, that was crazy. You cheated on him. Now he loses. Can't special summon. Can't summon the Bestials. You got nothing. Can't quick launch. Lethal damage. Cactus Bouncer to the grand finale. Are you ready? Let's go. Grand finale. Now, as we're hopping in the grand finale, I'm going to let you all know I have another banlist leak and another December pack leak, which will be out next week. So next stream, Meta Weekly on Sunday. Get to it. Let's do it. We're going to have more. And you're going to like the next banlist leak again. You will. Holy crap. All right, let's go. Begin. Tenpai versus plants. What is more toxic? A deck that one turn kills you consistently, or a deck that first turn kills you consistently through floodgating your plays by making a Cactus Bouncer? Now, all that talk about the bouncer, and we ain't bouncing. No bouncer in sight, mate. We have the Princess, which will negate a monster. We have the Strenna, which will be able to turn into a disruption when tributed. We have the Bengal Lancer, which will spin back an opponent's monster. We just have triple disruption. All right, let's go. Sangin summoning, activate to search our deck for the Genroku. Discarding impermanence, not even bothering to use it. As we summon our Genroku, tribute to summon, the fingering Genroku does in fact kill the play. You are screwed. The Sangin summoning does not protect it. You are negated. Negate. So I wasn't even counting the Call by the Grave as a form of disruption, as we're now Kaimin in the battle phase, grabbing Chandra, special Chandra, swing in with the Chandra. Now, can the Princess negate a Chandra or a Fadra at the start of the damage step, or a Pydra? Let's read it. The Princess says when your opponent activates a monster effect, you could shuffle to then negate the effect. Thus, it's not activatable in the damage step because it has to say negate the activation. How do we know in the damage step? The red number, the 0-1, it goes up to 0-5. It is the start of the damage step. Any red number under the battle phase is the damage step. You saw the 5, so that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chandra activating to come forth, summoning our Biden Dragon. Biden Dragon killing itself to then reborn from the graveyard, which the Princess will now negate. I don't think so, mate. Gamma negate. The negate. Negate. All right. Biden reborn. Pop the back row Strenna trigger after being tributed to summon a teardrop, which will tribute a monster on the field through its quick effect. Quickly tributing off the Bidens, Droplet says no. I'm going to send the field spell, which doesn't trigger its effect to, but boost up a monster you control. Where are we even going with this? This is definitely not lethal damage. Protected with the Sunvine Sowing by banishing to protect the Bengal Lancer. Okay. As we now make a main phase 2, Excel Synchro Stardust, we have room for that? That's crazy. We're trying to reborn the Gamma to then make a Baron to floor. All right, come forth, and we make a Little Knight instead. Little Knight on summon, get banishing. Goodbye to the Bengal Lancer. Now, someone in the chat saying, can I please explain that? What do you need explained? What were we talking about that I need explained? Okay, when you're negating a card, if it says negate, if it doesn't say negate the activation and it doesn't specify that it can be used in the damage step, it cannot be used in the damage step. If negating says negate the activation, it could be used in the damage step. And then you have to turn on the settings in game to show, I think it's called battle phase details. It will then show the damage step under the battle phase icon. So there you go. Just focus on the word activation. Petal, reborn during the end phase. That is quite disruptive as it continually reborns during the opponent's end phase, being able to search for a Rikka card like Mudan. Mudan tributing off to summon. Mudan triggering to search our deck for a Con. Con it up. We're going to chain banish the Mudan. Now the Con states that you need a Rikka in order to set a Rikka card from the deck. So we're going to use Princess to tribute off the Mudan to negate the Little Knight from banishing. But we still don't have a Rikka. So we're going to have to get one. We're going to tribute off the Little Knight to search for a Rikka Princess, which we could then special summon. We grab in a Bouncer also. Nice. As we now bloom it up. Bloom, reborn the Evil Seed from the grave to now make our Dryas. With the Dryas, we're going to Sunvine Sow. Summon from the deck a Twin. Twin, reborn, trigger the Dryas. This is all within main phase 1, by the way. Let's speed this up. Healer get healing, link this up into a Melius. Melius activate, reborn the Loki. Loki turn itself into a Thrasher. Thrasher target the Link 3, become 3,500 attack. Give it the ability to double attack. That is 7,000 damage. Bro, what was that? You destroyed itself? Huh? What the heck? If a Sunavalan Link monster you control leaves the field by card effect, destroy this card? I did not know that was a thing. What? What the? Huh? Okay, Bouncer is here, 6,100 damage, which awkwardly is not lethal. But we got Bouncer, so they can't special summon. We could Ricochet on them. Triple Tactics talent, obviously dead. We have the Rikka Princess in the grave, which could also negate a monster effect by tributing off a monster the opponent controls. Bouncer of a game. Who are you rooting for? You're conflicted, right? Floodgate? I'm rooting for a Floodgate? I'm rooting for Tenpai? I hate both decks. Pydra just chose to go first. Pydra said, I do not want to get Cactus Bouncered. No, thank you. Now, Dark Rule of No More, a card we have not seen in a very long time. Of course, it's not a board breaker used in Tenpai because you deal no damage after negating the full field of monsters. We're going to Bident, reborn the Pydra. Let's speed this up. As we now make the Heavenly Spheres, Pot of P, digging 6 cards deep. What would we like to see here? We are grabbing an Impermanence. So we have spin back a face up, negate a monster, Ash Blossom, negate an interaction in the deck, and summon a Transcendent Dragon in the battle phase, which I'm not counting as a form of disruption. That's 4 main disruptions. Got the Evil Seed activating, holding on to our negates. I ain't using it, mate. We are then banishing the Beetle. So we're not going to use the Dark Rule no more because it looks like we're prioritizing dealing potential lethal damage in this single turn. As we now make the Skeletal Soldier. Triggering the Beetle when sent to the grave for a Ragnarika Link, reborning a plant from the grave. As we then reborn a Ragnarika from the grave with the Skeletal Soldier, we're now going to get fingered on the Hieratic Seal, attempting to spin back a face-up card. Negate. Double negate. You now don't summon a Tenpai from the deck. That super screws you. Wow. That's big. I think that alone is good reason for you to be playing Ghost Bell in your Tenpai. Stop their finger. Selene Snapper? What the heck? I don't think I've ever seen that one. As we now make a Dryas, we still have Ash, Imperm, Droplet. It's not over. Tenpai can still win this. What the? Are you popping? Banish 2 monsters from grave, target 2 back row, pop them. Wow, forcing out the Impermanence. Negate. We're now down to just the Ash Blossom and the Droplet. But how do we use Droplet without sending the Genroku? We would then lose the Ash. And we need Genroku to make a play next turn. So we're at a really difficult crossroads here of, do we have 2 disruption but no follow-up, or 1 disruption plus 1 follow-up play? Let's find out what happens. Well, we're actually not forced to do anything because they're not threatening lethal damage. That's fine. Skeletal Soldier, main phase 2, return back the Snapper, as we then Dance Peon to YOLO the top cards of our deck. Knowing that you're YOLOing, you're probably desperate. So if you're trying to desperately summon 2 plants off the top of your 3 cards, no. End the turn, got him, and we retained our Genroku. Plus, they got no disruption. There's nothing to stop the Genroku. I could not freaking believe it. We had a full turn and ended on nothing. In the battle phase, attack again. Roku, that counts towards the 3 attacks. We need 2 more attacks. Attack again. 1 more attack. Pydra searching and setting up the Sangan summoning. A good way to get poppin' within the battle phase to double up the attack of one of your synchros. Goodbye to Dance Peon. We swinging in, going in. Pydra gets synchro summoning, making sure that it's on chain link 1 if you want to summon the Trident Dragon. Just like that, they cannot activate anything. Pydra synchro shokunning into a Q belt for game. Q belt could pop the Sangan summoning if we wanted to. But Asim is not a BMer. Go straight for that lethal damage. Let's go, let's go. That was an interesting duel. Dimension Shifter. Are we stealing games? Yeah. Until the end of the next turn. Any card sent to the grave is banished instead. Does Rikka have any viable plays under a Shifter? Let's find out. Summon a Loki. Loki is now gone. So the Dryas and the Twin reborn from the grave, that's not going to work out. We're going to grab the Sowing. Sowing special summon from the deck. Ash Blossom, negate. Negate the ability to take damage, which would trigger the Dryas to summon a body onto the field. So this negated summoned 2 bodies in the field. Mudan, tribute off the Dryas. You are now gone. Mudan is going to be searching for the Con. With the Con, we still have that open normal summon to whip out that Cactus Bouncer, by the way. We are going to ricochet on the opponents. And just like that, with just the ricochet, neither player could special summon only while there's another plant on the field. So we have that one other plant giving us that floodgate effect, and then the sheet can tribute an opponent's monster to take control of another monster. Or we could just take control of one monster. Let's see. Sangan summoning, Pydra activates, searching for the Kaiman. To battle we go. Didn't kill the Mudan, end the turn. Wow. We were afraid of the sheet and the bouncer at the same time, so we didn't want to try to play through it. That's interesting. Oh. Can't droplet. He can't droplet. You have to send the cards to the graveyard to activate. We are under the effect of Shifter. Shifter turns off Droplet. This is why when Kashtira were meta and they were summoning their main Arise Heart, you can't Droplet Arise Heart, so everyone took it out of their deck. Now, only now can we use Droplet. So this was not a choice to not make plays. We couldn't make any plays. We're going to Glamour, grab a Rikka Princess, come forth and summon Evil Seed. We have used up our regular normal summon, grabbing the Rikka Bloom. Additionally, the Butterfly, as we're going to be banishing it. Trigger the effect of the Butterfly, which I have not even read yet. It looks like it does nothing, and for some reason that bouncer is quite large at 2100, as the Bloom is also reducing all of the other cards by 300. And only now can we use the Droplet. It's time to drop the Lit, send the Kaiman, negate the bouncer. Thus, we're solely reliant on not just the Ricochet, but the Rikka Princess, which can negate, but negating Fadra while there's a field spell, it will not work. So we gotta be very careful here. Now, Ricochet against the Sangan summoning. How does that work? The Ricochet, target a face-up monster the opponent controls. Players cannot activate that face-up monster effects. So you, the player, still cannot activate the monster even if you ricochet in main phase 1 under the protection of Sangan summoning. That is something we may want to do, or just wait for the battle phase to take control. So main phase, turn off. Now, could we have turned off the Pydra? It stops it from activating. If I'm already activating, then you say I can't activate, I already activated. So it would be best used on something like Chundra. Princess, negate the Chundra in the hand, and we just tributed under the protection of Sangan summoning. So the Con will still be able to, through an effect, tribute by cost, so goodbye to the monster. And why I say through effect, tribute by cost, because if you're unaffected by monster effects, or unaffected by effects, you then can't be tributed. We are going to be grabbing the Genroku trigger, come forth and summon. As we make a Black Rose Dragon, wipe the field. Sheet, nope, that ain't working. Wipe it. Holy moly. Battle phase Kaiman, that's it. Oh my goodness, a single Chundra. into a Pydra. Pydra with no effect, we already used it. So surely we don't have game off of a Chundra with no effect on Pydra, right? Bident Dragon. Activate. Reborn Pydra. Again, no Pydra effect. 26, 17, we're getting quite low. Synchro into the 3,000 for game plus Bident Reborn from the graveyard. Lethal damage. Insanity. Absolute insanity. The floodgate has fallen. Tenpai has won the tournament. Is this Tenpai's first win? I don't know. I forget, but wow, good job, Asim. Incredibly well done. Also, Duber, you are great, both of you. Let's do it. Meta weekly top deck list. Holy moly, Tenpai Dragon. I feel like the deck goes back and forth. The next week, everyone's going to counter Tenpai, so Tenpai's not going to do as well. And then Tenpai's going to hard counter everyone else, or as everyone takes their Tenpai counters out. It's just non-stop back and forth. It is insane. So let's very quickly go through these top decks, starting off with Salamangreat from Hi. What happened? What happened is you did very well with Sala freaking Mangrape, mate. I could not believe it. Yeah, my question to you is, what happened? How did you get here? Because Salamangreat is honestly not that great, but you are. So good job. And Labyrinth. Saray, top 16, looking good. Let me mute the in-game volume real quick. Labyrinth, Kuklok, yup, 40 card clean, it's all there. Counter the dirty Tenpai players with a dimensional barrier and the Daruma Cannon. Flip them, not flip them down, but send them to the graveyard because they're unaffected. That's a crazy interaction. Or if I were Konami, I should say a cool interaction when you use it illegally. Ovi Diug, top 16 with Snake Eye Fire King, 60 cards, holy moly. This is a super pile deck, and as Reddit says, you're the main problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you have no choke points. Yeah, thanks for making people quit the game. Here is the extra deck. Wow, one of everything, not doubling up on anything. Good job. As we now have going into the Magispector. This is a deck that says your opponent cannot use spells because we're consistently searching for the secret village, which states no spell activations from the opponent, thus you beat Tenpai. So good job, Curtis J. Very well done on that. And if you're not going first, you're going to evenly match them. And after that, we have Thunder Dragon, Kid Art, 44 cards. And in the extra deck, of course, got that triple Colossus. Tenpai struggles against Colossus. If they do not have the Imperm or Droplet, they can't add from the deck. Thus, they're likely going to lose. And even with Transcendent Dragon, you are still not able to destroy the Colossus by battle or card effect. The continuous effect still kicks in, protecting you under Transcendent. And then we have Brandon, Abo Mod, also known as Abo Tenpai. Main decking the King Requiem, which floodgates the opponent. We didn't actually see him pull that off, though. And we are main deck and triple Branded Lost. That is quite insane. Good job to you. And double Gold Sark. We also had to update the deck with a second branded opening kind of recently due to the ban list. We still have room for the Verte Anaconda. Nicely done. Dragon Link, codename 87. This deck is incredibly resilient, 48 cards, looking good. And then you whip out the Borland for an easy win against Tenpai. If they don't have Imperm or Droplet, you win. I keep on repeating that Tenpai needs Imperm or Droplet for the main ways to stop Tenpai. We now have Dragunity. Is this really Dragunity or is it Tenpai? What the heck? 50 card Dragunity Tenpai. We got the Tenpai engine plus Dragunity, a very powerful turn one, setting upwards to 6 to 7 disruptions on your very first turn. And then wham bam, thank you Mammon when you go second. And then we also have the Floodgate and Morphage, a Morphage Sloth, disallowing both people from being able to special summon from the extra deck. And then Rikka getting second place, 55 cards. We are floodgating with the Cactus Bouncer. I talked about this potentially happening where all the non-Tenpai decks would have to resort to becoming a lot more toxic to compete with Tenpai. And then if you're now losing to Cactus Bouncer and you're not playing Tenpai, you're simply collateral damage. Snake Eye Fire King Mobile EX, 40 cards in the main deck. Nothing looks outside the norm. We got a Drone Lockbird in the main deck, pretty nice. And then here is the extra deck. Good job. And then Sir Costanza, 40 card main deck in the Ghost Spell. This works in the damage step against Fadra. What else do we have? There is the extra deck. And then Tenpai Dragon will start off with the first place deck list and compare the rest. Main deck in the Red Reboot, main deck in the Heat Wave. Absolute insanity. Good job, Asim, getting first place. And there's the extra deck with room for the Excel Synchro, which then goes into the Baron DeFleur off of a Gamma play. We have the Pacifist Rat, main deck in Raigeki, Sky Striker cards up the wazoo. Absolutely crazy. Good job to you. And then we have No Sir. 45 cards. We have Cash Tira mained into our Tenpai deck. Triple Heat Wave. That is crazy. And we got the triple DD Crow, which I would say helps out quite well against the mirror match. Not only being used to help counter Fadra if it's not using the damage step or Biden Dragon, it's great against the Heretic Seal. They activate Heretic Seal to spin you back, you chain DD Crow. They now do not summon a monster from the deck, and then you wham bam, thank you ma'am 'em. Super Saitama. Anything crazy here? This looks to be the most standard Tenpai deck we have seen so far among the others that topped. Good job, Saitama. And there is the extra deck. We got the access code talker in here. I'm curious if people are more often getting hit by the dimensional barrier and then just going towards the link line. That's it. Diavolo. We have Ghost, Mourner, and Shield. We have the Nibiru main decked here. People going back and forth on whether they should play Nibiru or not. When it's good, it becomes bad. When it's bad, it becomes good. And there is the extra deck. Again, you know, we got a lot more links up in here than normal, I would say. I mean, maybe I think this is actually a standard amount. This is standard. It's not playing the Zealantis line with Raging Phoenix or even, as we saw in Apollo USA and an Access Code Talker. And there you go. Those are all of the decks. Thank you for watching the Meta Weekly. We are out.